live. We're there for you. ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Courtney Johns in for Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We do begin with a double shooting in Payson.
Police tell us both people who were injured in the shooting were taken to the hospital. That happened near 500 West and Saddlebrook Drive. Payson Police Department say 3 people were involved. Police tell us a woman called saying she had been shot, and when they got there, they say they found a woman shot in the leg and a man restraining a different woman who had a gun in her hand. Police say that woman then shot herself in the head.
We know that they are familiar with one another. The dynamics of that relationship, we're not 100% clear. We're still investigating all of that. We just know that they're all familiar.
We're told the woman who called police lives at that home. The investigation is still ongoing. And we're learning more about a heavy police presence we brought you as breaking news last night. We now know one man was killed by U.S. Marshals. The Marshals say they went to the home of a fugitive wanted for firearms and drug offenses. That home near 42nd West and 41st South. We're told 4 people there left peacefully, but a 29-year-old man who had warrants hid in a closet. Marshals say he eventually came out holding a gun and they shot him. And Weber County is looking to adopt a new law to restrict short-term rentals in the area. Weber County commissioners tell us the biggest issue with short-term rentals is in Ogden Valley near Pineview Reservoir. They actually believe there are 700 to 800 rentals in that area alone. The new ordinance aims to restrict these rentals from more rural parts of the county and make it easier for neighbors to report a number of issues, including garbage, noise, and parking problems.
In order to have a vibrant neighborhoods and community with STRs, you have to have enforcement.
The county has already hired a third-party company to enforce those regulations, and they'll soon begin canvassing the area to find out exactly how many short-term rentals are currently in operation. And a nonprofit is using a bench at Pioneer Park to try and raise money for foster kids. Havenwood Academy is listing this bench on Airbnb, asking people to rent the park bench with the money going towards homeless children in Utah. There's also a QR code that you see right on the bench there that you can scan to donate. The Residential Treatment Center says they're doing this in the hopes that no child will ever have to sleep on a park bench.
We're actually having an Airbnb that's a homeless park bench. The idea is that if somebody will go on Airbnb and rent that park bench, that all that money will go towards Utah Youth Futures.
Havenwood Academy works with kids coming out of the foster care system. Studies show 60% of homeless youth who age out of the foster system with no intervention or treatment end up on the street. You can find that bench on the west side of Pioneer Park in Salt Lake City. And it's the season to open your heart and home to a foster dog or a cat from Best Friends Animal Society. Tomorrow through Saturday, Best Friends Life Saving Center in Salt Lake City is begging the community to foster a shelter pet over the Christmas holiday.
Best Friends is asking that you open your home to a shelter pet until Monday, December 26th, and spread some cheer to a pet in need.
This is something we've done for the last several years, just around the holidays. We like to try to get as many animals out into foster homes as possible during the holidays.
And if you're still not convinced, when you foster, Best Friends will provide all the supplies needed. It won't cost you a thing. Best Friends Animal Society Life Saving Center in Salt Lake City is open from noon to 6, 7 days a week. Census data showing Utah ranks in the top 10 in population growth in 2022. Utah has grown 1.2%, making it the fastest growing state in the U.S. this year. Southern states as a whole growing by 1.1%, while northeastern states lost about 219,000 residents. The decline due to people moving elsewhere in the country. Data showing the U.S. population as a whole grew by 0.4% in 2022.
And in a health alert, a nationwide medicine shortage has parents scrambling to find Tylenol instead of that must-have toy. We are seeing many cases of flu, RSV, and COVID among children. It's being called the triple-demic, and parents are desperate to break their kids' fevers, and they're running out of options. Senate Democrats are calling on the FDA to investigate and allow imports of drugs like Tylenol and Motrin from other countries.
During other kinds of emergencies, they've done these things in the past.
The White House COVID response coordinator says once peak season winds down, parents will see those shelves fully stocked. In the meantime, they have a warning for parents. Do not give your child the adult medication unless you've spoken to your pediatrician first.
Time now for a first look at the weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
And Alana, I'm getting a lot of good use out of my ski socks this week. It has been so cold.
It's layers. It's all about layers, and it's cold out there right now. Now, we've got a lot of travel going on, and that sharp cold front that came through Utah, well, it's impacting the United States. As we look at our airports right now, we are seeing delays in so many locations, and that's because of the snow that we're dealing with in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. And then you look towards the Pacific Northwest, where we've actually seen places like Portland, lots of delays there. San Francisco, LA, Denver, Salt Lake International holding steady. Light winds there, and we are doing pretty well. Light winds tonight, but it was a different story 24 hours ago. Look at that wicked wind in Utah from Brighton Resort. Thank you to Katie and Kirsten for taking this video. Highest wind gust in that area, 58 miles per hour. The wind chill, unforgiving, and we dealt with that throughout the day. Really, really strong winds, 130 mile per hour gust. Clocked at Hidden Peak. That's the top of Snowbird, elevation 11,000 feet. Over in the western Uinta Basin, 101 miles per hour. Snow Basin, Powder Mountain, Park City, very gusty winds. And just the slightest wind makes a difference when it comes to these temperatures. We've got cloud cover out there right now. Satellite radar gives you a pretty good idea. We saw some echoes of moisture with increasing clouds in the southwest desert. Caught that on the Cedar City cameras. And then we're watching over I-80. Now, not anything really hitting the ground, but we know that could change. Right now, it's 8 degrees in Logan. We've got teens and 20s in Salt Lake and Provo, mid-40s in St. George, and temperatures dropping. Another cold one on deck for tomorrow, and we're tracking our next week system. I'll show you exactly who it will impact coming up in my full forecast in just a few moments. Glenn, Courtney, over to you.
Alana, thank you. A vote on Capitol Hill getting the U.S. closer to avoiding a looming government shutdown. The Senate voting in favor of a $1.7 billion spending bill coming after Senator Mike Lee slowed momentum last night. Senator Lee introducing an amendment to the bill that would keep Title 42 in place, preserving pandemic-era border restrictions. This morning, senators voting no on Lee's amendment, but yes on another amendment that blocks funding to end Title 42. Senator Lee calling this amendment a, quote, wolf in sheep's clothing to mislead the American people to believe dams are doing something to secure our borders. Washington correspondent Raquel Martin reporting on the funds this bill will free up if it passes the House.
We have to get out of here as quickly as possible.
With a winter storm racing toward Washington and a government shutdown looming Friday night, senators passed a nearly $1.7 trillion spending package.
Is agreed to.
18 Republicans joined all 50 Democrats to approve the bill.
We know it's not perfect, but it's got a lot of stuff in it, a lot of good stuff.
The range of people it helps is large and deep.
The bill includes $38 billion in disaster recovery funding. It expands health care coverage for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits. It makes summertime food assistance permanent and creates new protections for breastfeeding moms at work. It also includes $45 billion for Ukraine, gives raises to American service members, and updates the Electoral Vote Act to help prevent another January 6th. But the vote didn't come without its share of drama.
I urge everybody to stay in their seats.
And in the end, 29 Republicans voted no.
Enough is enough.
Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul calls the spending reckless.
There hasn't been enough time for a single person to have read this entire bill.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says she hopes to see the bill move quickly through the Democrat-controlled House.
We want people to be able to go home.
Meanwhile, Senator Mitt Romney voted in favor of the funding bill. He says it will cover things like extending the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, a whopping 280 miles, and help fund Utah hospitals and military bases. Here's a look at a statement he has out on Twitter today.
In total, my opinion is this bill is better than what we get if we vote against it. It'll be less expensive, I believe, and it does a lot more that I agree with than what I disagree with.
Coming up, TikTok is on the brink of being banned on all federal government phones. Why some lawmakers say the app is a major security threat.
And a once-in-a-generation storm hitting hard while millions of Americans will be going home for the holidays. How it's affecting road and air travel.
And speaking of road and air travel, if you're traveling tomorrow or have loved ones doing so, the Northeast and the Pacific Northwest looking to face some obstacles. Here in the Beehive State, we're looking okay, but we're tracking a weak disturbance, the impacts for your Friday ahead of Christmas weekend and Utah's most accurate forecast.